लाल लाल झंडा है जान से भी प्यारा है लाल लाल झंडा है जान से भी प्यारा है लाल लाल झंडा है जान से भी प्यारा है सलाम 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 सलाम
Firstly, let me invite all our stalwarts as well as Comrade Devi, Comrade Deepakar Bhattacharya, General Secretary of General Secretary of Forward
project which was implemented by the UP. They not only rechristened itself, change its name, which is
చాలా చక్కగా మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటారు. అందులో ఆయన రోజుల్లో ఐఏఎస్ ప్రిపరేషన్లో అనేక సబ్జెక్టుల మీద నాలెడ్జ్ అక్వైర్ చేశారు. వాళ్ళ సెక్రటేరియట్ కేంద్ర కార్యదర్శి వర్గ సభ్యులు, కేరళలో మన పార్టీ
సంపదల్లో పుస్తే కష్టజీవి శమటలో ఏ శమట తీయనోడు ఎత్తుకెదుగుతున్నాడో. సంపదల్లో పుట్టే కష్టజీవి శమటలో ఏ అభియానికొస్తే కన్నమెదిరి కదులుతున్నాయో. జోహార్ అమర వీరులకు.
Good evening, good morning to those who are present here. We are very happy on behalf of the Telangana Party and Khammam, Westward Khammam district CPI Party to invite the followers
on behalf of Telangana CPI Party as well as particularly on behalf of the Khammam District CPI Party, I welcome once again all these great leaders of this movement and others who are present on the dais. అలాగే మీ అందరూ కూడా స్వాగతం పలుకుతా ఉన్నాను. వారి కోసం ఒక 2-3 నిమిషాలు. మై డియర్ కామ్రేడ్స్ ఆఫ్ బేబీ గారు అండ్ భట్టాచార్య గారు and Devarajan Garu, forever understanding, just would like to put some information into your notice. Just day before yesterday, we had a mammoth meeting in the Khammam on the mark of the Centenary completion of the 100 years of the CPI. So lakhs of the people thrown into this Khammam town, which is the stronghold for the all communist parties, not only CPI, CPIM, ML parties. Khammam district itself is a very strong hold of the all communist parties. Once we held almost out of when we had 9 MLA seats in this erstwhile Khammam district, now it is bifurcated in 2 districts. We had 8 MLA seats, either CPIM or CPI or ML party. So that was the strength of the CPI in this Khammam district. Still we have got such bearing, we have got such strength, we can decide the fate and direction of the governments who rule this Telangana. So as part of that one, we are very fortunate to conduct our seminar on the subject that India today and challenges before left. It is a very good subject and we are very happy and we feel very happy to have you all and you came all along from Delhi to Khammam just simply to attend this meeting. For onlookers, it is simple meeting. But for the destiny of the country, this meeting will be going to give a direction to change the shape of the country. So we hope that during this seminar, our discussions, we will have our fruitful discussions. Out of such discussions, ultimately, I hope that we will have a conclusion. That conclusion must give a direction to the country, how to move forward, that how to fight the policies, anti-policies of the government, how to save the rank and file of the communist parties, say, whether it is CPI or CPM or Naxals who are fighting by being in the forest. It is our sacred duty to save everybody. Every red flag bearer must be saved. Everybody must be saved. It is our duty. Why? Because we may not approve the methodology of the Maoist party, but it is in this crisis period, it is our duty to save every communist party from the atrocities, from the brutal killings of the central government. They have openly declared by March 26th, they are going to annihilate, to eliminate all the Naxal people, particularly Maoists who are fighting from the forest. So it doesn't stop at that point. Once they are eliminated, afterwards in the name of urban Naxals, again they come to, already they started under the UPA, UAPA Act and several draconian acts. Many people who raise their voice in the interest of the people are being arrested, being carped their voices. So such a way, it doesn't stop with urban Naxals also. Already, so they did in the Bengal. Once when they got sufficient strength in the Bengal, they attacked all the CPIM officers. They captured all the CPIM officers and CPI officers also. So that is the symptom of the fascism. Fascism. We cannot say it that our country entered into the fascism, but it is moving slowly towards the fascism. So apart from that one, we have recently seen that Venezuela was attacked, and that President Maduro and his wife were captured and abducted. That like Ravana captured Sita. But here Maduro and his wife both were captured and abducted. So that is the trend going on in entire world. The same trend is being followed by Trump, followed by Modi also. Whatever Trump is doing in the world, in our country, the Modi is walking in the footsteps of the Trump. This is the danger. This is the perversion of the danger in the country. We should face it up. So while facing such draconian laws, draconian rule of this fascist and religious rulers, I hope that I request you to move a fruitful discussion to understanding of the people, and I hope that you will have a very, very fruitful conclusion also, and ultimately that conclusion must pave the way for the united actions, as well as that united actions must lead, whether there must be some differences, but Always I have been demanding for that. I have been requesting all the left leaders on every platform that ultimately our unification must lead to the merger of all left parties, all red flags, and all red flags must become one red flag. Then we should be able to hoist our red flag at red fort. That aim we will move. Now I request Comrade D. Raja, our General Secretary CPI, I request him to inaugurate this seminar with his remarks and with his perception. I call Raja Garu to inaugurate this one. Thank you.
Two persons could read Mark's handwriting. Now we are in the age of artificial intelligence. What is that? Artificial intelligence. We are in the age of artificial intelligence. That has been impacting the production process, the production relations, the productive forces. That has been changing the economic development. This all we should understand. It is a new era. New era. In this new era, what are the challenges we face? We call it new era, but there are challenges. Number one, class. It means division of labor, division of laborers, division of labor and division of laborers. That is continuing in India. How to fight against all forms of class exploitations, class enslavements. How to unite all sections of working people, both informal, formal sector, overcoming all divisions. This is a challenge. This continues to be a challenge. Mobilizing the working people, politicalizing the working people. It is a big challenge before left today. We should understand. Then the question of caste prevails everywhere across the country. It is a big challenge before the left. How to fight, annihilate caste. We should think over. We should think over. Because you all know caste is an hierarchical society. The science is very clear. The ethics of Indian civilization are very clear. Birth is same to everybody. We are all born from the womb of mother. When we are born, we don't born as upper caste, lower caste, or Brahmins, untouchables. No, we born as children. Then how come the caste emerges? And this is in the mind of people. Even Mohan Bhagavat, RSS chief, he tells caste is in the mind. What is that mind? How the caste enters into mind? Who forces caste into the mind of the people? Who divides? Who divides the people in the name of caste? That is where Dr. Ambedkar, during his time, he not only fought against caste system, he called upon the people to fight for annihilation of caste. Caste should be annihilated from our society. We are all human beings, and we should live as human beings, having love and compassion towards each other. When democracy is questioned, discussed, everybody refers to Abraham Lincoln. It is Abraham Lincoln who said, malice to none, compassion to all. malice to none, compassion to all. This is what Abraham Lincoln said. But in India, we face caste. Caste. In the name of caste, how atrocities are taking place. How atrocities are taking place. Even a shadow of a little girl fell on somebody. That little girl happened to be a Dalit. She was lynched. Can we tolerate such evils in our country? I can go on narrating the caste atrocities, but the point is, caste is a challenge before the left movement to unite the people. How class exploitation is challenged before the left movement, caste is another challenge before the left movement. We will have to fight against caste system, the evil of caste. As Ambedkar said, we will have to fight for annihilation of caste. Then, comrades, the patriarchy. Now women are sitting here. Why atrocities against women are increasing? Why women do not get equal status in our society? Why women are treated as inferior? This patriarchy, how it is leading to atrocities against our women. How our women are lynched, tortured. Any state you take, you will come across such incidents. So patriarchy is another big challenge before the left. So we have been continuously referring to these challenges because these are all issues on which we have to continue long drawn battle, struggle. We have to continue. We have to unite people. We have to liberate people from that mindset, whatever may be. So we have to unite the people to fight against economic exploitations, to fight against social discriminations. These are now challenges before Indian left. Politically, at this point of time, we are facing challenge from BJP RSS. What is the challenge? We continue to argue India is a secular democratic republic. And RSS, BJP do not agree with the idea of secularism. They do not agree. And they are arguing even the constitution, the preamble should be thrown out, constitution should be thrown out. What is the meaning of secularism? What is the meaning of socialism? They don't agree. So they challenge the present constitution which we have today. And I don't need to enter into the history of drafting of Indian constitution. When Indian Constituent Assembly was constituted, who should head the drafting of Indian constitution? There were several names considered. Jawaharlal Nehru got a few names. One name was Dr. Ambedkar. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru went to Gandhi, showed the names and asked him, who can be the head of drafting committee of constitution? Mahatma Gandhi, without any blinking, immediately said, Dr. Ambedkar. He ticked, Dr. Ambedkar. That's how Dr. Ambedkar became the chairman of drafting committee of constitution. He is the prime architect of our constitution, principal architect of our constitution. Ambedkar, at the beginning itself, made it clear India can never become, should never become a theocratic nation. India should remain a secular democratic republic. That was the stand taken by Ambedkar. That was how it has been put in the constitution. Ambedkar was very clear, emphatically, he rejected the so-called Hindutva Rashtra or Hindu Rashtra. Ambedkar said, if such a thing becomes reality, that will be the biggest calamity for the nation. So Ambedkar rejected that idea of religion-based nation, religion-based state, theocratic nation, theocratic state. Ambedkar rejected. But today, BJP, RSS, they are trying to make India as a theocratic nation, Indian state as a theocratic state. But Ambedkar and galaxy of those leaders made it clear, Indian state should be a welfare state. Welfare state. What is that welfare state? The constitution makes it clear. Indian state shall ensure all means of livelihood to all citizens, men and women. This is part of the constitution. Now what Modi is doing? Modi is doing Vikshit Bharat Ji Ram Ji. Can you spell the words? Ram Ji. What is this Ram Ji? And taking away the livelihood of the people, poor people in the rural part of our country. And now, not only that, now the Modi government has passed the legislation to impose labor codes, 4 labor codes. What is this? Taking away of the rights of trade union movement, rights of working people in this country. That is why today there is a challenge before left to safeguard the constitution itself. The very constitution is under threat and left is having this challenge, how to save the present constitution, how to save the present constitution, which defines India as a secular republic, democratic republic, Indian state as a welfare state. One more thing we can go ahead. It is constitution which defines India as a federal country, Indian government as a federal government. India, that is Bharat, union of states. That is what constitution says. In fact, Ambedkar originally went to the extent of saying India, United States of India. But when he drafted the constitution, he agreed India, that is Bharat, union of states. Now, under Modi, under BJP, the government is snatching away all the powers, rights of the elected state governments. Then what is happening? Now even the right to vote will remain as fundamental right of the citizens, has become a question mark after the exercise, special intensive revision of voter rolls. Again, I refer to Ambedkar. The Indian Republic began its journey ensuring all adult franchise to all citizens. The citizens must have right to vote, and at the age of voting right, initially it was 21 years, now it is 18 years. 18 years. That 18 years also, because of communist intervention, the union government agreed to reduce voting right. It was at the time of Comrade Chandrapan. He was in parliament. He took up the issue through a private member bill. That is how voting right was reduced from 21 to 18. Now, Modi government is taking away the voting right. If right to vote is denied, then where is democracy? Where is democracy? This is another challenge we are facing today. Another challenge we are facing today. And Parliament Parliament is not working as parliament, vibrant parliament. Ambedkar said, Parliament is the supreme institution in our democracy, representing the sovereign will of the people, sovereign will of the people. Now, what is happening in Parliament? Whether Parliament represents the sovereign will of the people, the right wing, the fascist forces who have captured the power, they are trying to change the character of Indian state. They are undermining the Parliament and making it redundant. Then where is democracy? This is another challenge before the left, another challenge before the left. So I can go on adding challenges. At the ideological level, we have challenges, and the way RSS is spreading the politics of hatred, polarizing the people, dividing the people, pitting one section against another in the name of religion, in the name of caste. How to fight this? It is an ideological challenge, and the left has to project its ideology and place its ideology as the best alternative to unite the people, to keep the people in harmony. That is the challenge we face today. That is the challenge we face today. And there are challenges of livelihood. And Modi claims India has become fourth largest economy. And people are questioning that also, whether India can be considered as fourth largest economy, whether India can stand up with China, whether India can stand up against America. When Trump is making such provocative statements, Modi does not open his mouth. And Indian government keeping quiet, shameless, they are maintaining silence. That's what is happening. That's why, as far as economy, livelihood concerns, we have challenge. We have to protect the livelihood of the people, and it is the challenge before the left. Only we can fight uncompromisingly against right-wing forces, BJP, RSS combined. Only left can fight uncompromisingly, projecting its ideological positions. And we are fighting, and we will continue to fight. And here the left must stand united, and we must fight united. And we are going to face very critical elections in the beginning of this year. Kerala will have elections, and it is a challenge before us. We should win the elections in Kerala. We should retain the LDF government in Kerala, because it is important, and that is the only left government in the whole country, and we should win elections in Kerala. West Bengal, we should revive our strength. The left should emerge as a force to be reckoned with. Nobody can ignore the left in West Bengal, and we must emerge as a force. And Tamil Nadu, we are part of a secular coalition, but BJP is trying all its manipulative tactics to somehow disrupt the unity of secular democratic forces and to divide the people. There also, it is the land of Periyar, but BJP is not keeping quiet. There also, we should see that BJP doesn't get any foothold in Tamil Nadu. That is a challenge before the left in Tamil Nadu. Puducherry also, the same thing, Puducherry also, Assam also, where the left should have reasonable presence in assemblies. We are agreeing to work under parliamentary democracy. Parliamentary democracy means the left parties must have reasonable presence in parliament, in state legislative assemblies. It is a big challenge. It's a big challenge before the left, and we'll have to think over. We'll have to think over. Here, the left parties must work together, must have mutual trust, must have mutual accommodation at the time of elections in the states. And our united effort is need of the hour. The strength of left should improve, strength of communists should improve. Unity of left, unity of communist movement is need of the history today. Indian democracy needs, left should be a strong force. Communists should be a strong force. The unity of left, unity of communists must be strengthened. As far as unity of left, unity of communists, we have been very consistent. CPI has been consistent. It was Comrade Rajeshwar Rao who made open call for the reunification of the communist movement. We have been working together. And when Comrade Surjit was General Secretary, after that Comrade Prakash Karat, Comrade Sitaram Yechuri, we have been working together, and Comrade Dipankar, we have been working together, Comrade Devarajan, we have been working together all along. But now we must move forward. And we should not allow anybody question, what is the future of Indian left? I used to say, the future of India is the future of Indian left. Without us, what is the future of India? Ask them. Without left, what is the future of India? So, future of India is linked with future of left. And we, left, should work together, unitedly.
The same Savarkar, who was one of the accused in the murder case, murder of Mahatma Gandhi. So this is the real situation in India today. And we know various steps followed by Union government. Reducing Indian Parliament into a mere appendage which need to be handled by powers that be. The importance of Parliament, which Comrade Raja referred to, how Ambedkar in Constituent Assembly underlined the importance of Indian Parliament. We have our reservation about Indian Parliament also. It is not for the first time that Indian Parliament has been totally disarmed and made an instrument in the hands of the ruling dispensation. During emergency, we had that experience. It was almost a non-functioning parliament. But today, under fascistic RSS and their political party BJP calling the shots, entire democratic space of parliament has been totally removed. It's just being reduced into a skeleton. So defense of whatever that can be protected from the parliamentary system of functioning, we need to pay serious attention, we the left. And it is a classic understanding of those who follow Marxism that when the bourgeoisie or the right-wing political forces find the parliamentary system not convenient to their scheme of things, they will discard bourgeois democracy, parliamentary democracy and all that, and they would turn to dictatorship. Or in cases like what we are faced with in India or various other countries, they would turn to fascistic or neo-fascistic tendencies. Then it is the duty of the working class forces, it is the duty of communists and the left forces to hold high the flag of democracy when bourgeoisie discards that. So this is one of the very important responsibilities of left and communist forces. Then there are different manifestations of their turning neo-fascist or fascistic. One of the most dangerous, alarming exercise that they are taking recourse to is the so-called SIR, Special Intensive Revision of Voters List. That is how they give an expansion, but in fact it is special intensive removal of various sections, inconvenient sections in society from the voter list. This is what they are doing systematically. Its impact, the way in which this is carried out, considering states' peculiarities, there will be differences. I did not give opportunity to become this a news. My vote and my wife's vote, our sons and daughter-in-law's vote, all were in Trivandrum. It was not to be found in Kerala. Then it was with lot of effort, perseverance, we could complete the formalities. Being a former member of parliament and all that, generally there is a special, we don't want for any special thing, we communists, but still in the system, it is supposed to have certain safeguards to ensure that such names are not being missed. But the Vice Admiral's case in Goa and so many other cases, this would have appeared. But that way this was not revealed. So the special intensive removal from the voters list, they have a grand plan with regard to this. All the dimensions have not been discussed in our society. Why? This special removal is happening parallel to the census exercise. And there is one very special provision related to the census organization. The decisions of the census organization cannot be questioned in any court. This is the kind of provision that is existing today. And some friends, public intellectuals, they have been discussing about this, including former Home Secretaries and senior Indian Foreign Service officers and scholars, that there could be some scheme, because the delimitation has to start on the basis of the new census. And the constitution amendment made was that the new delimitation would take place only after a quarter century, that after 2025, only after 2026 census. That originally should have been 2031 census, because census is once in 10 years. 2021 census could not take place because of COVID. But it could take place in 2023. They delayed it. Now they are doing it. What is being suspected is that before 2029 election, next Lok Sabha election has to be in 2029, the census that is taking place now, with the new technology available and the way in which RSS does various things, they know how to circumvent various provisions. There can be a scenario where before 2029 they may go for delimitation also, whereby if on the basis of new census delimitation takes place, already in public sphere there has been discussion, most of the South Indian states are going to lose dozens of seats. Long and short, the overall possible impact could be the area where BJP thinks that BJP thinks, I'm sorry, I should have said RSS thinks. BJP is nothing but RSS. As per RSS calculation, if on the basis of the new census a new delimitation takes place, discarding whatever be the political result of South India with the other states, comfortable two-third majority can be organized by the RSS dispensation. This is the calculation. I don't want to go into more details about this issue. On this we need to have wider discussion. And we need to have experts and professionals who are knowledgeable about these matters to form activist groups, discussions, and we need to come out with alternate proposals to this particular situation. In fact, almost 10 days ago, there was an article in the Hindu where various possible alternatives to representation of people in various people's representatives bodies can be considered. For example, in European Parliament, countries with various population are being represented. So a rational proportion is being worked out in the representation of European Parliament, where countries belonging to the bracket with larger population, their representation would be proportionately brought down in a reasonable manner. Similarly, countries which belong to the category with lower population, their representation to European Parliament would be brought up with a mathematically rational proportion. So various methods are there. RSS scheme of misusing the census and misusing the delimitation, which is inevitable once in 10 years, or through a constitution amendment as a special case, it was decided that it can be only after a quarter century. how we can prevent the RSS technically taking advantage of a task that is enunciated in the Constitution itself. Comrades, as large ground has already been covered by Comrade Raja, as I have mentioned, we all agree there is no point repeating those things. But there was a reference made about the scuttling of the Manrekha. It is not just a question of a new nomenclature, new name being introduced. Comrade Dibankar was asking me, which he may speak. I don't want to rob him of explaining that point, but it's a very reasonable point. Whether we also should say the new name that they have proposed, G, Ram G. There is no need. That is one part. But the most important part is this scheme. It is being sought to be killed. And how this scheme came into operation? We should understand very briefly its history. Many of you know. This scheme is the work of the United Progressive Alliance, UPA government, Manmohan Singh government implemented it. But on behalf of the left, with all humility, we need to set the record straight. But for the intense, protracted fight that the left put up in the UPA coordination meeting, for this project to be accepted and implemented by the UPA government, this would not have come into effect. This is the fact. Many of our comrades also don't remember this. In this, UPA chairperson also played a role. Finally, we posed the question. We are not participating in the government. That time, left was over 60. We should remember, are the left parties together. And Congress leader Manmohan Singh did not have majority in Lok Sabha. It was with the support of this left. And of course, other political parties also. But without the support of the left, even numerically, Manmohan Singh government would not have sustained. Then we said, by extending support, we are not asking any spoils of power. For example, we should be permitted to nominate 3-4 governors in some states. Did we ever ask? No. So we said, we want some of the problems of the people should be addressed by this government. And this is there in the election manifesto, prepared by G. Dennis and all that. Such people help. Why don't you implement this? Then, for a project in a government, especially central government, to be accepted and implemented, 3 important people need to come together on board, accepting it. Who are they? Prime Minister, naturally. Finance Minister, naturally. Those days there was Planning Commission also. Planning Commission Vice Chairman. Prime Minister is the Chairman. Montek Singh Ahluwalia was the Vice Chairman of Planning Commission those days. Montek Singh Ahluwalia. So Manmohan Singh ji he's an innocent man, personally. He was not a political man. He said, no, these funds will go waste. That is what he said. He is no more. Chidambaram was finance minister. He said, no, I agree with Manmohan Singh ji. This project, it will not give any help to people. We would be just wasting resources. This is what Chidambaram said. Montek Singh Alia said, this is by throwing funds down the, what is this? Down the line. എന്താണ് നമ്മുടെ ഓടയ്ക്ക് എന്താ പറയുക? ഓട drain, correct. I was being old. I was not getting the proper word. Thank you, comrade. If you want to earmark these funds for this, is just throwing money down the drains. That is the word he used. First they asked, where is the money to implement such a program? Then our comrades worked. In that, Comrade Sitaram, who is no more, he is also party of the team of the left parties, Raja, Devarajan, other RSP. We said every year you write off lakhs of crores of rupees in your budget. Don't write off. Just save those money. That is good enough. Like that we are. Anyway, let me not go into those details. So, after protracted struggle of the left, this also gives the reply why there should be a left. But for the left, this Manrega would not have been there. That is how it came. Now with this modification, what is happening? Manrega provides a right-based poor protection. In any part of India, those who are registered, they can go and demand, I am willing to do unskilled labor. You know what work they do? It's unskilled work. They should be given work and the wages for that work. If the government is unable to give them some work, equivalent to the wage should be given. That is this Manrega project. Now what is, in the amended form, what is its impact? Section 5(1), which says, central government notify how and where this project need to be implemented. Now to understand simply, I would say, with the modification that is being made by the BJP government at the center now, in Telangana, they will not notify any place in Khammam if central government does not want it. They will notify that some blocks in some district of Telangana only this project will be implemented. That is all. In my state, Kerala, they would say this will be implemented only in Palakkad district and that too in Attapadi block. Finish. This is the dangerous move by the central government of
జాతీయ కార్యదర్శి శ్రీ డి రాజా గారికి, అలాగే బేబీ గారికి, జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ సిపిఐఎం, దీపాంకర్ భట్టాచార్య గారికి, జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ సిపిఐ ఎంఎల్ లిబరేషన్ జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ గారికి, శ్రీ జి దేవరాజన్ గారికి, ఏఐఎఫ్బి జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ గారికి, అట్లాగే వేదిక మీద ఉన్నటువంటి కోననేని సాంబశివరావు గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ అమర్జిత్ కౌర్ గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ రామకృష్ణ గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ డాక్టర్ గిరీష్ శర్మ గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ ప్రకాష్ బాబు గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ పిఎస్ సంతోష్ కుమార్ గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ పల్లబ్ సేన్ గుప్తా గారికి, కామ్రేడ్ సంజయ్ కుమార్ గారికి, అట్లాగే కామ్రేడ్ పల్లా వెంకటరెడ్డి గారికి, అనేక ప్రాంతాల నుంచి మరి ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసినటువంటి వివిధ రాష్ట్రాల ప్రతినిధులకి, దేశాల ప్రతినిధులకి, నా ముందు కూర్చున్నటువంటి నారాయణ గారికి, సుదర్శన్ గారికి, ఇతర కామ్రేడ్ సోదరులందరికీ కూడా ముందుగా నా హృదయపూర్వకమైనటువంటి నమస్కారాలు. అట్లాగే సిపిఐ శత వసంతాల సందర్భంగా, అంటే 100 సంవత్సరాలు పూర్తి చేసుకున్నటువంటి సందర్భంలో దీనికి సంబంధించినటువంటి సమావేశాలు దేశంలో ఖమ్మం జిల్లాని ఎన్నుకోవటం, ఈ ఖమ్మం జిల్లాలో మీ అందరికీ, సరే మా పార్టీలు వేరైనా మీ అందరికీ ఆతిథ్యం ఇచ్చేటువంటి అదృష్టం మాకు రావటం నిజంగా మా అదృష్టంగానే భావిస్తా ఉన్నాం. మా జిల్లా, and I am not talking about our own district people, I am trying to give the voice to the outsiders of the district. మా జిల్లా ఆతిథ్యం ఇవ్వటానికి, అనేక రకాలైనటువంటి భావజాలాల్ని ఆహ్వానించడానికి, అనేక రకాలైనటువంటి భావజాలాల వ్యాప్తికి కూడా ఈ జిల్లా ఎప్పుడూ ఆహ్వానిస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే, రాజా గారు, దిస్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ ఈజ్ హ్యావింగ్ ఎ పెక్యూలియర్ kind of a situation here. It always welcomes a different ideologies. It always absorbs different ideologies. It always allows and welcomes the deliberations on different ideologies. It's something like, extreme left-wing extremism to right-wing ideologies, till that it always welcomes everyone. On the same lines, today we are very fortunate to host from all over the country, not only the country, even from all over the world. Your delegates, you all have come here and participated in this district. It is a fortunate for the district and the political leaders from various parties also. We are so, proud to welcome and to give kind of atithyam for all the delegates. Sir, భారతదేశ వామపక్ష ఆలోచన, చరిత్ర, భవిష్యత్తు అనే దానిపైన ఈ సమావేశంలో నన్ను కూడా పాల్గొని మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా పార్టీకి సంబంధించిన పెద్దలందరూ ఆహ్వానించారు. ఆహ్వానించినందుకు ముందుగా నా ధన్యవాదాలు. అట్లాగే మీ మహాసభ సందర్భంగా ఈ రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రి రేవంత్ రెడ్డి గారిని ఆహ్వానించి అందులో ఈ సందేశం ఇవ్వటానికి కూడా మీరు ఆహ్వానించారు. దానికి కూడా నా ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి అభినందనలు. ఈ సమావేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి వాళ్ళంతా కూడా దాదాపు నాకు తెలిసి మేధావులు. దే ఆర్ ఆల్ ఇంటలెక్చువల్ పీపుల్ అండ్ దే ఆర్ ఆల్ ట్రైంగ్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ టువర్డ్స్ ది సొసైటీ విత్ దేర్ కెపాసిటీస్ ఎట్ వేరియస్ లెవెల్స్. Might be at different levels, but all of them are trying to think and trying to do something towards best with a human touch to the society. So, భారతదేశం ఈరోజు వామపక్ష భావజాలం కలిగినటువంటి రాజకీయ పార్టీలు అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉందనేటువంటి పరిస్థితులు ఈరోజు దేశంలో మనకు కనిపిస్తూ ఉన్నాయి. ప్రియమైన సహచరులారా, గౌరవనీయ వామపక్ష నేతలారా, మేధావులారా, యువ మిత్రులారా, మీ అందరికి కూడా ముందుగా లాల్ సలాం. సిపిఐ శత వసంతాలు కేవలం ఒక రాజకీయ పార్టీ వయసు కాదు. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ జస్ట్ అన్ ఏజ్. ఇది ఒక ఆలోచన ప్రయాణం. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ జస్ట్ అన్ ఏజ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ లాంగ్ జర్నీ ఆఫ్ పొలిటికల్ థాట్. ఈ సందర్భంగా వామపక్షాల చరిత్రను స్మరించుకుంటూనే ఆ ఆలోచన భారత సమాజంలో ఎలా రూపాంతరం చెందిందో కూడా ఎప్పుడు ఎలా స్పందించాలో ఆలోచించుకోవాల్సినటువంటి సమయం ఈరోజు ఆసన్నమైంది భారతదేశంలో. ముందుగా మనందరం ఈ ఆలోచన తీసుకున్నప్పుడు వీ విల్ టేక్ ది ఐడియాలజీ ఆఫ్ ది కార్ల్ మార్క్స్. కమ్యూనిజం ఏం చెప్పాడనే దానిపైన మనందరం మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటాం, దాని మీద ముందుకు పోతూ ఉంటాం. ఏం చెప్పారు? కార్ల్ మార్క్స్ సమాజ అభివృద్ధిని మోడ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆధారంగా సమాజం రూపాంతరం చెందుతూ ముందుకు పోతుందని చెప్పాడు. అటువంటి రూపాంతరం చెందేటువంటి అనేక దశలు వారు వివరిస్తూ ప్రధానంగా ఈ సమాజాన్ని ప్రాథమిక కమ్యూనిజం అంటే ప్రిమిటివ్ కమ్యూనిజం, స్లేవ్ సొసైటీ, ఫ్యూడలిజం, క్యాపిటలిజం, సోషలిజం అండ్ కమ్యూనిజం ఈ రకంగా ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ చెందుతూ ప్రపంచంలో హ్యావ్స్ అండ్ హ్యావ్ నాట్స్ మధ్యలో జరిగేటువంటి పోరాటంతో ఈ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ అంతా జరుగుతుందని ఒక సైద్ధాంతికపరమైనటువంటి ఆలోచన ప్రపంచానికి అందించారు. ఇది యాదృచ్ఛికమైనటువంటి దశలు కావు. ప్రతి దశకి కూడా ఒక ఆర్థిక సామాజిక తర్కం ఉంది. ప్రతి దశకి ఒక ఆర్థిక సామాజిక తర్కం ఉంది. ఈ దశల్ని మనం అనేక రకాలుగా చూసినప్పుడు ప్రాథమిక కమ్యూనిజంలో అంటే ప్రిమిటివ్ కమ్యూనిజంలో మానవ చరిత్ర ప్రారంభ దశలో సంపత్తి వ్యక్తిగతం కాదు అన్నాడు. సమూహానిది అన్నాడు. అంటే ఇట్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు ద ఎంటైర్ సొసైటీ ఫర్ ఎ గ్రూప్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ టు అన్ ఇండివిజువల్ వెల్త్. భారతదేశంలో కూడా ఆదివాసీ సమాజంలో భూమి, అటవీ వనరులు సమూహికంగా ఉండేది, అందరికి సంబంధించినటువంటి వనరులుగా ఉండేది. ముఖ్యంగా గమనించాల్సింది ఈ దశలో స్త్రీల స్థానం తర్వాత దశల కన్నా ఎక్కువ గౌరవంగా ఉండేది ప్రిమిటివ్ కమ్యూనిజంలో. ఆ తర్వాత వచ్చినటువంటి దాస్య సామంత వ్యవస్థలో వ్యవసాయము, తయారీ పెరిగే కొద్ది సంపత్తి కొద్ది మందికి చేరింది. భారతదేశంలో కూడా ఈ దశ ఇది కేవలం ఒక సంబంధమైనటువంటి వర్గ పోరాటానికే కాకుండా, వర్గ వ్యవస్థలకే కాకుండా కుల వ్యవస్థతో కూడా ముడిపడి మరింత కఠినంగా మారింది. కొందరు పాలకులు, కొంతమంది చాలామంది పాలితులు. భూమి, శ్రమ, అధికారం అన్నీ ఒక చేతుల్లో కేంద్రీకృతమయ్యాయి. అటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఆ తర్వాత వచ్చినటువంటి ఫ్యూడలిజంలో సామంత వ్యవస్థలో సృష్టించిన సంపదే పూజ్యవాదానికి, ఫ్యూడలిజానికి పునాది వేసింది. పరిశ్రమలో, మార్కెట్లో డబ్బు ఆధిపత్యం పెరిగింది. మార్క్స్ అంచనా ఏమిటంటే ఈ దశలోనే వర్గ పోరాటం వస్తుందని చెప్పాడు. క్లాస్ స్ట్రగుల్ తీవ్రంగా అవుతుంది. అది దట్ హ్యావ్స్ అండ్ హ్యావ్ నాట్స్ will have a serious fight and ultimately it will lead to a serious struggle and it will go to the next transformation. ఈ వర్గ పోరాటం ద్వారా సోషలిజం మార్క్స్ అభిప్రాయం ప్రకారం వస్తుందని అంచనా వేశారు. కానీ ఆ వచ్చేది ఫ్యూడలిజం నుంచి సోషలిజం వరకు దారితీస్తుంది. సంపద సమాన పంపిణీ, శోషణ లేని సమాజం ఇదే కమ్యూనిజం యొక్క యుటోపియన్ లక్ష్యంగా భారతదేశం చెప్పారు. కానీ భారతదేశం ఈ విధానానికి పూర్తిగా భిన్నంగా కేవలం ఈ ప్రపంచంలో ఉన్నటువంటి అన్ని సోషల్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ కంటే భారతదేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి సోషల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అత్యంత క్లిష్టమైనటువంటి సోషల్ స్ట్రాటిఫికేషన్ ఉందని చెప్పి దీని భిన్నంగా ఒక జర్మన్ సోషియాలజిస్ట్ మ్యాక్స్ వెబర్ ఒక డిఫరెంట్ థియరీ తీసుకొచ్చారు. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ థియరీ? దిస్ కార్ల్ మార్క్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ హీ హస్ ప్రపోజ్డ్ and the class struggle finally it will lead to the communism and socialism may not be possible in a country like in India where the social stratification is totally based on caste structure. That is where the haves and have-nots. So this class struggle will never emerge because it is a watertight compartment. Until unless you have a class struggle, it will not go to the communism or socialism. So first, you need to have a class struggle in the society where to attain the communism or socialism. But contrary to that, Indian social structure and stratification is divided not based on class, based on caste. That is where, and today, the Karl Marx and Max Weber theory both are applicable. That is why today the Indian communist parties also started thinking of how to take the people, masses, towards the fighting against the people who are exploiting the social wealth and country's wealth. So my understanding about this today's politics, if you see the kind of political party and the kind of governance in this country is taking in such a way, the whole society is polarized on religion, which is causing to the damage of various sections, and it has gone beyond the ideologies which is based on economy. It has gone into the hands of a different, భావోద్రేకాలతో కూడినటువంటి ఒక డిఫరెంట్ సొసైటీస్లోకి ఈరోజు పోరాటాలు తీసపోయి ఈ క్లాస్ స్ట్రగుల్ అనేది లేకుండా చేసేటువంటి ఒక విధానానికి ఈరోజు నాంది పలుకుతూ భారతదేశ ఆర్థిక వ్యవస్థ, భారతదేశ రాజకీయ వ్యవస్థకి, పార్లమెంటరీ డెమోక్రసీకే ఒక ప్రమాదకరంగా ఈరోజు దేశంలో పరిస్థితులు మారిపోయినాయి. ఇటువంటి ఈ గివెన్ సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఈరోజు కమ్యూనిస్టుల పాత్ర ఈ దేశంలో చాలా ముఖ్యమైన పాత్రగా మారింది. ఈ పాత్ర మారినప్పుడు డెఫినెట్గా ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ కమ్యూనిస్ట్ పార్టీస్ ఇన్ ది కంట్రీ ఇస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండ్ రిలవెంట్. సో వెన్ ఎవర్ ది సొసైటీ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కంట్రీ started struggling for the freedom or wealth or the equal distribution of wealth, all the time the communist parties were there and they have participated also. They have stood for the society. So as you said, sir, the 100 years of Communist Party have played a major and vital role during the time of freedom struggle. Now if you see the leaders like, those who are all participated in this movement, particularly Ayyadevara, Sarvadeva Ramanathan, Ram Narayan Reddy garu, Baddamella Reddy garu, Muchalpalli Sundaraya garu, లేకపోతే నలమల గిరిప్రసాద్ గారు, ముగ్ధ మోహితన్ గారు, చిర్రావూరి లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గారు, భీమరెడ్డి నరసింహారెడ్డి గారు, ధర్మవిశ్వం గారు లాంటి నాయకులు ఆ రోజుల్లో కమ్యూనిస్ట్ పార్టీలకి, ఈ సమాజానికి నాయకత్వం వహిస్తూ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వీ వాంట్ దే ఫాట్ అండ్ గివెన్ దిస్ slogan. That slogan, I still remember, sir, when the Rajakas, when they are troubling the society of Telangana, apart from the government, the rest of the country, Hyderabad state was suffering so badly in the hands of the Rajakas. When the whole wealth is in the hands of the feudal lords, these kind of leaders have come forward and started the agitation. That agitation is the armed struggle, peasants' armed struggle, which has really, given the light to the whole world. Why in Telangana the peasants have started taking the arms and fighting against the kingdom. When the whole country was fighting for the freedom and independence, unfortunately in Telangana, Hyderabad state, people were fighting for the piece of land. That land, at that particular time only, this Communist Party has given a slogan, Dunnevadide Bhumi. Dunnevadide Bhumi. భూమి కోసం, భుక్తి కోసం పోరాటాలని చెప్పి సంఘాలు ఏర్పాటు చేసి, గ్రంథాలయ ఉద్యమాలు ఏర్పాటు చేసి, అనేక రకాలైనటువంటి పోరాటాల నిర్మాణం చేస్తూ, తుపాకులు కూడా తీసుకొని వచ్చి రజాకారులకు వ్యతిరేకంగా పోరాటం చేస్తూ, ఒక్కొక్క గ్రామం ఆ కమ్యూనిస్ట్ పార్టీ భావజాలంతో యువతనంతా పోగేసి ఆ రజాకారులకు వ్యతిరేకంగా నిలబడి పోరాటం చేయబట్టే ఈరోజు మీరు ఈ తెలంగాణ పరిసర ప్రాంతాల్లో, ముఖ్యంగా ఖమ్మం కానీ, వరంగల్, నల్గొండ లాంటి జిల్లాల్లో చూస్తే ఏ గ్రామం పోయి తలుపు కొట్టి చూసినా ఆ గ్రామంలో ఏదో ఒక పోరాట గాథ, ఆ రజాకారుల చేతుల్లో మరణించినటువంటి కుటుంబాలకు సంబంధించినటువంటి చరిత్ర మనకు కనిపిస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. అటువంటి పోరాటం నుంచి పుట్టినటువంటి ఈ ప్రాంతం తెలంగాణ హైదరాబాద్ స్టేట్, when the whole country was celebrating the freedom in 1947 August 15, this area Hyderabad state was suffering. No, we couldn't get the freedom in the same year. The whole country was celebrating 1947 August 15, but we were struggling for our own freedom. It has taken more than a year for us to get the freedom. September 17th, 1948. Till then we were struggling. In that struggle, the Communist Party has played a very, very vital role. There is no second thought about it. Along with many other Congress Party leaders, even Communist Party leaders. Like today, even after getting the independence, where are we standing? What are the major issues that we are facing? Today we are facing fascist forces. These fascist forces are trying to create a kind of emotional sentiments towards on the name of religion and making the people and bringing the people together, forgetting about the economic issues and other social issues. And finally, they are surviving, coming to power and ruling and looting this wealth of this country also. They are paving the way to the corporate sector today. That sector today is trying to amass the wealth of this country and trying to dictate to the whole society and to the political parties. By which today they are posing a challenge to the parliamentary democracy itself. When money is playing a vital role, that money these corporate sectors are amassing, and they are supporting these kind of fascist forces, and they are bringing the various kinds of rules and regulations and acts, and finally making the people to depend like a slave the way it was in the hands of the feudal structure. So once again, and today, the way the Communist parties, they fought against those feudal structures, today I think you all have to unite and fight against the capitalist and fascist forces. The Communist Party's role has become very important, and the democratic front is very much required. That is the reason in India today, India front, along with the CPI, other political party friends, left democratic front, has to come forward to fight against these forces. So, sir, when we are going towards the serious debate on how to take the society towards the fighting against these forces, how do you unite them? The polarization of the Indian society, how it takes place. If it really takes on the name of the class struggle, then it's fine. Haves and have-nots can be polarized. Have-nots can come together and they can fight against on the haves. But unfortunately, this is not taking place in this country. It is because of various other social factors. So my appeal to the Communist Party, because your presence, your ideology and your fighting is very much required to this country. So you also adapt and evolve as per the situation arises. Even in the given changes, today we also have to evolve and adapt as per the present current situation to fight against the fascist forces. And you might have seen all the slogans, what all that you have given, particularly as our Chief Minister the other day mentioned. Particularly as our Chief Minister mentioned the other day, when the Communist parties have given a slogan, Dunne Vaadide Bhumi, I still remember, after the government coming to power, Borugal Ramakrishna Rao ji, the then the Chief Minister, Bondugal Narsingh Rao ji, the then Revenue Minister, they brought an act, Telangana Tenancy Act, 1950s. Till then, Raju Devam Sabutru, the entire land belongs to the kingdom. No farmer is having any right on the land. Till we brought that act in the state of Hyderabad. After 1950s only, the Telangana Tenancy Act, which has made the lakhs and lakhs of farmers have the right on the land, and they have become the pattadas as per the act. On the same lines, in 1970s, land reforms made the land to be distributed, taken the land. On the same lines, bank selection. On the same lines, 25 economic program. On the same lines, today, Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Guarantee Scheme. On the same lines, today, a right to education, right to food security. All these acts have become reality in this country. Along with the Congress party, the communist parties are also there. They also have fought for these kinds of things. And finally, you fought, and they are there in the power that they brought the acts. So the success of all these acts, it is all because of all the political parties with all the ideologies of the communist parties. Today, they have become reality, and we will definitely go together and fight for the common man's rights and their economic strength. So my request to the leaders, those who all have come from all over the country to celebrate 100 years of celebrations, particularly in Khammam, we are all there to support your cause, and you have to go a long way, and this country needs all your ideology and your fighting spirit, and this country needs all the time to make the Indian democracy to live safely, particularly Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, whatever the constitution which has given to us, it has to be protected. As long as we protect the constitution will protect the common man of this country. That has to be the basic ideology of all of us. And today, unfortunately, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP government is trying to snatch the voting rights of common man, and finally to change the constitution also, which will destabilize this country and common man's right. So let us unite, let us fight together, and I wish the movement and the journey has to go a long way. Thank you very much for inviting me and calling us.